Hello everyone, you all are fine and fit. So I am always asked this question by my friends and by my students that how did I learn English? In initial stage, we have such question in our mind that how did a teacher learn English? What were the main ways and methods by which they have learned English? So it is not difficult, it is just a language. You all can learn English, you all can understand English, you all can get command on English communication. So it doesn't mean that it is very difficult, but I share my own points and tips from which I learned English. So first of all, what I did in my communication skills, I learned tenses. Now, this may be some confusion. Mostly teachers say don't depend on grammar. Okay, for speaking English, for getting improvement in English language, you don't need to learn grammar, but you need to speak English. But in my sense, but in my view, tenses are very necessary. Okay, English grammar is very necessary to make a sentence. Okay, to talk about any position, to talk about any time. For suppose if I am speaking now, if I am talking now in present time, so I must know that I am speaking English in which tense. And moreover, we don't have more skills about English grammar unless we know about translation. So it is not our native language, so to translate it we need to know about tenses. For suppose if I write any sentence in Urdu, I need to translate it. First of all, I need to know which is this tense. First of all, I know which tense is this and how does it to make. So for this reason, for translation, for making our mother tongue, our native tongue to English, we are required to know about tenses. I'm not talking about complete grammar, but at least 12 tense should be cleared. We must have so much practice in tenses. Believe me, when I learned tenses with practice, I started making my own sentences. I started making English easily. Then, what I did practice. Means I was speaking English always, I was talking English always. I removed hesitation, I started speaking English myself. Even I made so many mistakes, but I didn't pay attention. I never pointed out that I am making mistake, but after some months I realized that it was my own improvement. Therefore, I also suggest you to do practice during your discussion, during your speaking English, during your communication. Third one, I removed fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of speaking wrong English with your friends. I removed it. I was just speaking. It was my own interest, it was my queen. It was my desire to speak English like teachers, like people who speak English fluently. So I realized it, why can't I speak English? So I started learning English, I started speaking English and talking, discussing, you know uh, getting some points, views from people, and then I started speaking myself. So it was also my third tips that I did. And fourth one, speak yourself. This one is also very important. If you don't find any partner who can speak English with you, don't worry. Speak with yourself. Speak with you. Select a topic, then start speaking. Select a topic, then start discussing. You don't need to think that there must be someone who can listen you. No, you can speak English yourself. You can talk as if somebody is with you. So this will really help you out. Okay, these are some tips regarding English language. So you can also start from tenses, and after tenses you start doing practice, remove your fear, speak English. And fifth one, do translation. This one will also help you to get command on English language. Do translation from your mother tongue into English. When you start doing translation, you come to know that how much you know about English. Then you can speak English easily. You can translate any sentence in English easily. If you write any sentence in your own language, then you translate. It means you are able to write. It means you are able to understand about tenses and rules and regulation. If you start writing complete sentences, it means you are now perfect at English. You can speak English. Then you just need to do practice on communication. So therefore I would suggest you to follow these 5 points. I can say this: you can learn English, you can get improvement, and you would have so much command on English communication. So thank you for listening. Hopefully you will get me and you will also speak English very well.